Well, guys, we're mounting the, I went down there and I got this out. I went down there this morning doing some service calls. But this is the grid heater assembly. You got your two coils here. And then, obviously a power and a ground from the signal side of it. Is there 2 or 3 wires on this? It's a 3-wire plug, so they must have 2 powers and like teeing off their grounds or something there. Well, yeah, there's two yellow wires. Actually 3 yellow wires and 1 red wire, so they must be using, I don't know, who knows the way these guys do things. Goofy now. But I'm gonna mount it down here. I got the wires onto the grid heater right there, so I'm kind of liking that right where it's at. I'm thinking about right around in there. I'm gonna have to make the power feeds to it longer, which is not a problem at all. So let's go see if we're gonna be interfering or drilling a hole through that, and I'm not gonna be able to get a nut on the other side of it. Or I think I'm just thinking about threading them. That's actually right on the floorboard. Well, what's that? Ain't gonna hurt nothing. That ain't gonna hurt nothing at all. I don't see any reason to not do it. So, where's my drill? I think it's up here in the seat. And there goes my phone. It's been doing that all day. Inside joke. Okay. Hello. Okay, let's see if I can, somewhat. First hole is not too critical. The second hole is. Just kind of mark that one where I can kind of see where my bit was, and then what is this, 1/4 inch? I think it's like 1/4 inch. Pretty heavy stuff. I hate drilling holes. Just with a dull bit. That thing is horrible. That thing is horrible. Ooh, what's that? Oh, come on. Oh, you piece of shit. Right, so what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to tap these. I think I'm just going to tap them with a 1/4 inch tap. Let's see, the camera over here maybe, I don't know. Oops. I took the wrong one apart, you dummy. That wasn't very smart. That wasn't too sharp. Cutting fluid on there. Yeah, I like it. Then we can put one in there and tighten it up. And get it kind of squared up and then drill the rest of them. And we might put one of them nuts on the other side of it anyway, just to make ourselves feel better, I guess, huh? Look and get step back and see. It needs to go down just a little bit. Maybe a touch more. Looks pretty good right in there. Okay. Yeah, all right. And then let's tighten that up a little more. See if I can get this drill in over here where that's going to be kind of a tough situation with the way those wires are right in the way. This one over here sucks because these wires are right smack in the way. So is this one. Am I just gonna have to take a paint marker or something and mark the holes or what? Well, maybe I could get in here somehow, but there, that one's marked. No, I don't like it. I might put 2 bolts in it and then mark the other 2, because that's kind of the way things are going here, being kind of a pain in the ass. miserable son of a bitch. Good grief. Okay, get this out of the way. And I know this is a good hole. I'll mark here. Okay. Well, guys, I'm just gonna drill another hole. Well, of course, the pigtail, we're gonna lengthen the pigtail out. It won't reach the main harness down here, so that's what I'm doing right now. Where did my stripping pliers go? Did I leave them? Oh, of course, I left them over there. Hang on a second. You know what? They said that damn drive motor is leaking again on that damn excavator. I gotta go see what the hell's going on there. One thing I can think of, either one or two, I might have gotten the big O-ring that and cut it, putting it in, because it's so easy to put in, you know. This time I'm gonna see if I can find some oil thread before I go out there. I think I got some here that'll fit that. That'll be a little better fit for some guide studs. Or, you know, I told them from the very beginning, I said, you know, we could do a K-strain test, and if the motor itself has some internal leakage that's too much, I said it's just going to keep blowing the seal out of it. So that's another possibility, that if it's coming out the shaft seal, then it's probably going to have to have the motor rebuilt or get another one. And you never know, I was wondering about that. I changed the hydraulic filter, and the hydraulic filter sits right above that in the house. And I saw that oil drain out of there and drip right on the track, and I said, one of these operators is gonna come up and say, oh, it's still leaking. So I'm kind of curious if that's going to be the situation I run into when I get out there. I've had that happen numerous times. Wait a second. Okay, let's go here. I had a truck one time that I was a pretty young mechanic too, and I think I did a brake job or something like that. No, I did a wheel seal. That's what it was. It was an old Rieger truck, FLD 120 Freightliner, and find the solder here. Let me uncoil some of this. So I had just slammed the wheel seal job and put the brakes back on it and all that stuff, and oh, I got another funny story to tell you after this one. Anyway, I got it all done there, you know, and the truck came back. They said it's still leaking. Well, what happened was I put some air tool oil in my pneumatic air gun, my 3/4 or 1 inch gun I had putting the wheels on, and it blew impact air tool oil on the aluminum wheel. And they thought the damn axle flange was leaking just from that. So I took some brake clean, sprayed it off. I said, that's just the impact air tool oil is all that is. But that's what they thought, you know. God, I smell something burning. Let's see the red wires right here. Then we'll have to put some split loom on this stuff. A smaller gauge wire like the 16 gauge or 14 gauge, it solders pretty quick. Don't take long. Okay, and then I didn't have any white wire, so I had to go with, I just went with some blue wire. That's all I had. So, but it's white on each end, so the guy should be able to figure it out, and the numbers are there. My wife's got one of my daughter's older cars we're selling out there. It's like a 2010 Ford Focus or whatever the hell it's called. It's one of them, what do you call it? It's a crossover. That's what they call it. But these people will pull in through our gate, and just these people are so. It's just a really. It's what I always bitch about with. It's Americans and their lack of, what do you call it? I mean, giving a shit about other people, but they just drive right on and turn around on my lawn out there. It's just unbelievable. And I got to go out there and go, don't turn around in my fucking yard. What's the matter with you? There's a driveway there. The people have become very, very stupid in this country. Very dumbed down and very stupid. There's no common sense with them anymore. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I got a truck coming. I got to put a wet kit on. Get the heat shrink to go over the. What the hell, huh? A sliver or something sticking up and I don't want to go over it. No, might be getting some tape on that one. Well, you son of a gun, you. Dad, cut it. Either that or I'll have to cut it and slide another bigger piece over that. Well, let's plug it in. Let's see if the son of a bitch is gonna work. Okay, and it may be too warm in the shop. They may not even come on, but shouldn't be no codes for it. I got the instrument cluster unplugged. Well, maybe I'll plug the cluster back in and I'll plug all that shit back in and hook the laptop to it. Alright, let's go. Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. Indicates idle and elevation switch, so. Well, I don't see any intake air heater cannot be fully energized by the ECM. Let's go ahead and clear those. They're inactive now that I've got those wires hooked up, so. We'll do an I don't know, some of these will let you do an active test to where you can energize and activate it, and you can hear the relays latch and all that kind of shit. I don't know if this one will let me do that or not. Okay. I went all the way down there. Luckily I got one more day to do it, but I went all the way down there, guys. with the brakes and everything. I was actually gonna video it, and I got all the way down there, left the stupid drum, the one drum I took off, left it up here at the shop in Klamath. I was like, oh my God, you idiot. Okay. All right, so those codes are gone. Let's see. It's still let me do that. Oh, intake air heater override. We'll wait and let this lift pump quit running. And let me minimize. Drag that down there. Oh, I can. For the lift pump to kick off. It's the longest 30 seconds of my life. Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. There we go. So I think what I can do is come right over here. You hear it? Well, that one sure. Well, it's not making any noise now, but I would say that they are working just fine. Alright guys, the only code in this engine right now in the ECM, we still got to tackle the transmission, but is throttle. So let's disconnect from the ECM now that we've got that wired, got that taken care of, and let's exit out of this, shut down. And every time I get started thinking about this thing and trying to concentrate, the fucking phone rings, you know? What are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's interesting. Just think this through. Obviously, that white wire is the signal line. Why is there 5 volts coming back through it though? I don't know if I'm understanding that. Okay. My God, woman. You're driving me fucking insane. You are driving me in fucking sane. Okay, what if would they green? And I don't fucking know. You motherfucker, get the fuck away. Go away. Go down there somewhere. no matter what I do. So it's on idle. Let's see here. So we know that the orange wire, supposedly the orange wire, is a signal return. And we know that red and black, or yeah, red and yellow is like an off idle or idle signal or some bullshit. Let's just, I don't know. And then the green wire would maybe go to that one. Oh, off idle. Okay. So that's backwards. At least I got that figured out. Off idle. So we want that one, I think, to the green one. And then we want the blue one to this one. Still says on idle. It's off idle now. Should be on idle now. Sure takes a long time for this thing to switch over on the laptop. That's correct. Okay? So those are correct. I don't know why we're having troubles with the other ones. I haven't figured that out yet. Huh. Okay, let's put the 5, let's see. Now, it should throw a short to low if this is, let me go put the dogs in the house. She's home now, and I can fucking get rid of these goddamn dogs. I think I finally got it figured out. It's nothing the way it looks like it is on the wiring schematic. Because these throttle position sensors are something Josh bought that don't go to this. He just ordered some, and it's not his fault. I'm not jumping down his throat. He just ordered some 5-volt reference or some analog throttle position sensors is what he did. Anyway, I got it. There's no codes there now. No codes in the engine ECM. Okay, let's, oh, what are we doing here? Let's lay this up in there, not dropping it on the ground maybe. Okay. Let's run the throttle and see if it goes off idle, and let's see if the signal voltage changes. Signal voltage is at 0.7 volts right now. Should be off idle pretty soon. It takes a while. 1.4 volts off idle. Let's go wide open throttle. 3.9 volts. Now you can calibrate these things, guys. So on these Cummins, go turn key on, engine off. Slowly go all the way at idle. Go down. 1, 2, 3. See how the off idle voltage, signal voltage, is still about the same. So it was okay where it was, but it's not throwing any codes. So now I know what to do from here on out. Now I can wire the throttle pedals. Let's disconnect from the ECM. And I got a notepad over there. I'm gonna write what color goes to what color on here, and take a picture of it too. Have a backup plan. And so what I'm gonna have to do is see if I can find a toggle switch. One thing about his crankshaft, running the pump, is I won't have to worry about, like I did the other one, we had the PTO was on the transmission and you had to turn it on and off. So that would be your highway work position. On this one, we don't have to worry about turning this on and off on the transmission for the pump. So what I'll do is see if I can find a toggle switch, which I know I've got some. I'm thinking this through here. If I had a toggle switch, one of those 6-bladed ones, you know, that had 2 rows of 3. The center one could be the idle validation signal. The center one on the other side can be the throttle position signal. And then the 2 on the others could be the swap when you're switching them over. Does that make any sense? Yeah, you're gonna have a supply to the signal, and then you just switch them, yeah, back and forth. So that's what I need to do now. We have basically finally got that figured out. That took a little bit to figure that out. So obviously the signal return is the white wire on this one. Let's just kind of look at this just to see if we can get an idea of here's my thinking here. Damn it, we don't need those up there like that. So we know that our white wire is a signal return. That's the middle pin, the second pin over. We know that our orange wire is a signal return. You know, I was thinking of, well, you know, maybe the second pin over on both of them is, no, that they didn't, that none of that jives any at all. The blue wire is like an off idle signal, and let's see here. The green with the black tracer was, I don't remember. I have to get in there and look. I do remember the throttle position. The throttle position was the pink, was 5-volt reference. It's obviously going to the red wire. And then the 5 volt, well, there's going to be idle and off idle. See, the newer style stuff uses basically 2 position sensors. They use 5 volt reference for both of them. And they're both position sensors. This one is just basically the idle validation just acts as an off idle, is the 5 volt is there. What it does, it sends, when the throttle's up, it's going to have 5 volts on like this yellow and red wire. And then when you press the throttle down, the 5 volt goes away and it goes to this wire. So it tells the ECM what off idle and idle is. So anyway, well, I got that part figured out, which was quite the task. Anyways, I guess I'll make a video about this.